There is no commas. Let me tell you what's going on here. There's only archetypes that you have created for yourself based on ignorance.
Yes.
Now let me explain what I'm talking about. I did a whole damn 2 years on the dark side alone. Dissected it. Dissected the dark side. Come to find out there's nothing but advanced forms of alchemy and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But now if somebody taught me that it was evil, then the only thing it is the evil that I have been programmed into my brain, and so your body produces a force field around you that's comparable to that evil.
Exactly.
So if you was trained, if you were trained to understand in actuality that there's these energies and you can manipulate them, and there's no such thing as good and evil, I guarantee you your computer will give you a whole nother response. Let me explain. And I can tell you how it's real, because, and I've told this story before, like it was a brother that grew up in the Muslim faith that all his life they say he had these gems on him. And he went all over the world trying to get these gems off of him. He was born with them. They were just terrified and bad nightmares. And when he called me, I said, man, them your damn boys. They've been trying to get in touch with you for years. But he was in Islam, and they told him that was evil, and it produced evil, and he was terrified. When I got to him, he was in his late 30s or early 40s. And I said, them your boys. And as soon as he went home, I said, embrace him. As soon as he went home that night, they were like, whoo, man, goddamn, we've been trying to get in touch with you since you was a little baby, man. We used to hang out in another damn life, and you was advanced enough that you reincarnated, and you got into Islam, and they told you that was evil, and you've been scared of us for down there 39, 40 years. Depends on how you look at the type of stuff. Now, my house is a doggone gateway to another universe. You ever see the movie? You see the movie Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah.
They say this tree is a gateway. That's how my house is. All kind of fools be dropping through. And I never experienced hardly none of it. But I got a nephew, and you know that little, you ever saw the Sixth Sense? I got a nephew that's just like that. It ain't like no, if he see him, he's so used to it, he's never been trained in his evil. So every day he says, there's a man up in your room reading, he 3. There's a man up in your room reading some books, and he just walked out of the door.
Yeah. You
see what I'm saying? So the house is full of him. He see him all the time. He see him so much he don't even comment on him. You know, he don't even comment on him. You see, that kind of thing. But but the thing about it is, the concept is, if he was trained another way, it would be terrifying.
Yes, yes.
You see what I'm saying? It would be terrifying. It would be terrifying. Now, there could be, you're going to find this out, that I do know this, and they know this in the University of Chicago, the ones you call good spirits. It was terrifying ladies. It's all turned around.
Yes.
They're all right if you stay human and you worship them. They will even bless you. You start to rise up, they go, we got a problem. Yes. They know that we got to usurp them.
That's right.
And usurp the power. And that's when they become your enemies. Gabriel, Michael, and all them. And all that, they become your enemies and stuff like that. So it's a thin line on the concept that I'll do something. Think evil. No, literally, think evil. And watch all that shit turn around. Yes. Because, see, I'm one of the few people that say that you only get people born every couple of thousand years to go through the underworld. I've been going through that, baby. You see what I'm saying? I went through it from 98 on into doggone 2000. I went through the underworld. And I'm telling you, there ain't nothing demonic there. It is us. You see what I'm saying? But you got to think evil. You can't think with no degree of moralism or guilt. If you think that way, then the only thing it is your own mind going to damn throw something back on you that you was been trained. That's Africa. So nothing is ever put in these pictures by mistake. Everything has something to do with metaphysical, social, or ecological, and geographical. All this stuff coincides. And it would have to be because the pictures would be a form of writing. So here,
she's riding a tiger, which represents a future event in the tsunami. Now let me go back, because now we know as a tsunami. This particular figure here is a emaciated black woman, which represents the original aboriginal person of the earth. That is so old until it's a racial senility. Although you have a senile person is old, but we as indigenous people, as based on being the oldest of the world, our condition is that of someone that is sick and shut in. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And as you know, around the world, our condition is deplorable. As a result, she has the bones, empty mold and bones, the valley of the dry bones. This thing is coming out of her mouth because we, in so many words, in our own mindset, create our condition. You know what I'm saying? This is like Francis Cress Welsing said, hell, half them niggas in Philadelphia, D.C., up north, if they just got a damn broom and went out there and just swept the sidewalks, their mentality would change, but somehow the slum became a part of the mentality. You know, I was up in Philadelphia one day, I was like, God damn. Mm-hmm. Do you think these people are living in these buildings and they got all this trash on the fucking street? And the guy said, yeah, every now and then somebody get tired and they go clean up the neighborhood, and they say about a couple of hours later the trash is back down there.
Mr. Hemmitt, I grew up in Philadelphia, and I remember as a child, it was a custom in every black community to go outside and sweep the sidewalk.
Yes, exactly. That was the custom. That was the custom of
day.
most of the proud indigenous people who migrated to the north. Yeah, who migrated to the north, but we talking about Philadelphia 2000.
Right.
The goddamn slum. The people in Philadelphia call it Philadelphia.
Right.
That's right.
That's what they call it.
They call it.
And Detroit ain't nowhere separated from that shit. At least I don't see the trash like that.
It's a little bit cleaner than Philly.
A little bit cleaner.
Yeah, Philly Street
And,
got
you know,
litter
but
everywhere.
the point I'm trying to make here is we create our own conditions. So this buffalo demon, which is this grossest form of the physical world, is only being created because of the mindset of an entity or a person that's so old, you see what I'm saying, until they don't function on the prosperous level anymore. You know what I'm saying? You go to Atlanta now, which is a workers' state, and people say, well, how is this can be this? When I came to Atlanta 19 years ago, they had all these black businesses downtown. Now there's no black businesses, it's just Asians, East Indians, Arabs, or whatever. And the Africans are moved in now. But no African Americans or black folks, as we call them. And we might get mad at the Asians, but we must understand this particular part. The Asians couldn't sell to us if we decided that we wasn't going to buy from them. And they are there because we allowed them to be there. So this is the same horrid condition that this particular person is creating. She's creating her own conditions. Or I don't want to say she, it can also be it. It just represents the mother of civilization. You see what I'm saying? It's the mother of civilization. You see what I'm saying? You know, it's the same thing with a reoccurring cycle. Some people who have children don't necessarily need to have children. If you are in a fucked up position, why the hell would you bring another human being in the world to continue the messed up condition? So it's not, so my point here is everybody didn't necessarily supposed to have children. You see what I'm saying? Now, the point I'm trying to make here is you know, and I'm not pouncing on the woman. You see what I'm saying? Because the man is the same way. You know, this nigga talking about, oh man, this child support is killing me now. I get locked up every damn 2 months. But nigga, you had him. You know what I'm saying? And yes, we know that the government is extending some of that ass whipping and stuff where the deadbeat dad thing is an illusion on some aspect, but doggone Negro, you had him. So my point here is it's a repetitious cycle of creating a horrid condition based on your mindset. You see what I'm saying? Based on your mindset. Like they say, the average project, housing project, what we used to have in America, that's becoming a thing of the past.
Right.
They're going to be looking for the housing projects in museums. Because they don't have none in Atlanta no more. They wiped them out. And the people, too. But one thing about the housing projects, and most of the rappers who gain a little bit of money and travel abroad, that's the only time when they get into any form of analogy is they have to physically do something. They say, damn, most of the people in the world living things worse than the housing projects, and yet we call that poor.
Right.
And it's a high quality apartment to just European families. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So obviously it's a mindset. Now it's the same thing here. You know the deal. She's creating this condition. So Durga is coming in and going to war with these thousands of arrows to defeat the buffalo demon, thus frees the indigenous person from its captivity, mentally and physically. And this is what the tsunami is talking about, and this is what was on the temple walls in Vietnam, the temple walls in Asia, as well as the temple walls in Indonesia. Because remember now, we got thousands of temples that they showed you in the book, in the tape. If you haven't got the tape yet, Africa's in Asia by Eugene Adams. And those temples that they don't want people to see. You see. So this is literally prophecy being made. Because the other part that is connected with this, as we said yesterday, is the training of the cosmic ocean. The realm of Jupiter. You getting it? I'm tying it in from last time. You getting it? How it all come together? How they giving you Jesus, 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 Jesus. You know, I'm really spiritually I go, I really has got more of a detestation for black people than I do white people. White people I understand now because they just are who they are. The motherfucker is only being who he is made to be. Right? I don't give a damn how much perfume and how much damn Armani suit they get up in there. They still say little racist shit when you get around them, even though they mean good. But it's their nature. You know when them crackers say some racist shit, they just say the shit without even thinking. It'd be like, they just to say some fucked up shit. You be like, that's some fucked up shit. But they be your best friend and they don't be saying the stuff to hurt you. That's just their nature. But I swear I get a hatred for black people. I got a serious goddamn complex for black people over the last year or so after being years and years of loving my damn people. That's good. Because we ain't that. We ain't black people. We getting stuck in that. We are divine chaos beings, titans, setons. Just basically the gods of the universe. You see? So I'm rebelling against the physical container that Zeus put us in. Now remember now, going back, I talked about the narcissism and how they had a child, they had a god that broke away from the ancient gods. I talked about Adalabra. And he broke away from the ancient gods and came down here and created the physical earth. Right? He created the physical earth. And when he created the physical earth, he trapped the souls down in it. And they had to take a higher soul to come down and dwell amongst the souls that was trapped to later on redeem that person. That person is Satan. You see, go and get the Devil's Advocate. See the movie Devil's Advocate? That's it at the Dollar Flick now. It came next Monday. Go see the shit. It's at the Dollar Flick. He said, motherfucker, I'm your friend. I've been down here with you all the time. The God you talk about is an absentee landlord. They want to keep you down here all the damn time suffering. That's Zeus. That's Jesus. Why? Let's go on. The Titan race. The origins of the Titans, the giants gods, go back in time to a scenic background of the earth and sky. We're born in the primal earth. We're born of the actual primal earth. And there were 12 Titans in all, and these particular Titans was actually basically destroyed by Zeus. Zeus became a subordinate deity. That's the Adalabra that we talked about. Now, we know that Jesus is a dollar bride. Anybody heard me talk about a dollar bride, the subordinate deity, who is the embodiment of evil? Blavatsky, in her book, Blavatsky on the Gnostics, told the motherfuckers in 1800. She said Jesus was a dollar bride, the incarnation of a dollar bride, who is this embodiment of evil. I don't want to say the word Satan. I'll just say the embodiment of evil as you know it. It's going to have to take another evil to get his ass off of us. And Jesus, Blavatsky said it in her book, Blavatsky on the Gnostics. In another book called The Gnostic Tree of Gnosis, it says that the Hebrews the Hebrews anointed by Rome, or even you talk about the Jews, because fucking Josephus and them helped them with that shit. They say the Messiah anointed by the Jews or Rome is the motherfucking damn false Messiah. And he is a subordinate deity. The true Messiah will come, but is yet to come, but will come. You get it? That's why even the Jews now don't even deal with that shit. That's Metatron. We're going to get in that in a few minutes. Now, let's get it in a few minutes. Now, let's go on. Anyway, once the Titans was crushed and their bodies or their dust was made into humans, Zeus and his gods started ruling over us with an iron hand. Whereas one time on the particular planet, they were saying in the mythology, we didn't need to grow nothing. We could produce shit out of thin air because we had the spiritual realm to do it. Now we had to till the soil and become hunters and gatherers and slaves to a subordinate deity. Get where I'm coming from? Then later, something happened. And this is what you need to understand at this particular time on what happened here. And this is what happened. Here come a person by the name of Prometheus. And let's find out who Prometheus is. Try to find out who Prometheus is. Then come a person by the name of Prometheus. Prometheus, son of a Titan, so and so, so on. I'm going to get to the particular part. After the war of the Titans, they had one Titan that he kind of chilled in the background. He made like he was helping Zeus and them kill the Titans, but they let him live and they let another Titan live. As a result, he was like an agent. Although the Titans was ruling, and I'm going to tell you who the Titans are. The Titans is motherfucking Ra in Egypt. The Titans is the daytime gods. The real true gods is the dark gods. They up under the ground. The gods that rule the forces of nature is our enemy. That's our enemy. You take nature. Nature will come and nature will kill up some stuff, but nature don't have the energy to kill itself and kill the earth. It can't destroy itself. That means it's going to have to take another God that's going to rebel against nature and everything else. And now that's what we got to do. We got to change everything. We got to rebel against everything on the earth. We got to do this stuff quick. Hopefully in a matter of damn months if everything go right. On June 19th, went to, what's the name of the place? Monroe, Louisiana. Half them people done fell off the path. All kind of things messed up with them. All these conscious people. But see, the witches was working because they told us in February, they say the witches, they got a group of witches over at Emory. And they work on black people in the consciousness. But what happens is the energy that they put on you, it preys on your weakness. Since most of the people so-called conscious is into that money, they put the money thing out and a lot of niggas got messed up based on the money thing. And they got a lot of people off the path based on the money. So the more greedy you are, the more they're going to put some things on you, and financially you're going to get all messed up. But then again, if you don't live on finances, basically you just a utility. I get some money, you know, like that, but I'm saying based on, everything is based on this, then you won't have to worry about those things. So you got to watch out. It's how you think.
You see, you can front to the people all we want about, you know, Afrocentric and all that, but it's your passions and all this here. So you got to start thinking another way. You see what I'm saying? I can, you know, we can do that all day. Just like we got plenty of people like your boy Jim Jones. And Jim Jones was supposed to have been sincere, but all he was a CIA person working for the CIA. It was a CIA project to say, what? We're trying to see how many, can a white man have the same effect on black people as, you know, the black preacher does. So that's all that was a CIA thing. And the key was whether they passed the test is whether you can kill them or not. And he did just that. Drink the Kool-Aid, drink the Kool-Aid. You sit on the microphone, drink the Kool-Aid, drink the Kool-Aid. Niggas was drinking that damn Kool-Aid and stuff. Telling you. Now, that's why you got to get into another realm of thinking. First of all, death is the ultimate dimension. Now, I'm not telling you to go put no 357 to your head. But what I'm trying to tell you is when you see your people pass on, they are in the wake realm and you are in the death realm. So the more and more that you dwell on this realm as far as the physical structure that you got to have, the materialism, the more dead you are. Materialism is a supreme vexation to the spirit. Some people say, oh, you can't have the spirit without the physical. No, they're talking about on the third dimension. The other realm don't think about that. That's you talking. Good and evil. You see what I'm saying? Physical and spiritual are what you would call the duality. Only exists on the third dimension. Up there, it just is. It's all one. In my Father's house, we are one. Life is the worst dimension. You look at a baby, and everybody loves the babies. You know the worst state you can be in on this planet is a damn baby. See, I'm trying to see the whole thing, what we're trying to do here, and I'll go somewhere with this later on. I see this nigga here done gone crazy. I'm going to take this somewhere in a few minutes. But what I'm saying is this. Okay, they look good and you look at them, but when you look at a baby, I'm not talking about a baby about her age, because she's capable of doing things. And I know the queen right here. But I'm talking about an infant. It's literally a dead person. You see what I'm saying? And then this life wave that it's got to go through is one of the lowest levels. That's why they say in the last days, they say it's going to be hard for a certain person carrying an infant. You see what I'm saying? One reason is because it's going to slow you down, but on another reason is because when a sister has that infant and is so helpless, she will be conservative about doing things on a liberation, spiritual liberation or physical liberation thing because she got that infant. You see, so those are the reasons why they say that in the Bible. It's going to be hard for a sister or whatever type thing like that. But life that you know of is the worst. So anybody trying to prolong this is trying to doggone build a new wing on the jailhouse.
Now listen to me what we're dealing with here now, because this is very serious shit. Because we're dealing with the heart of metaphysics tonight, of the occult realms. And we're dealing with not just a theory, we're dealing with know-how now, because I done went through the damn shit. So I'm just reporting my finds in the land of fucking goddamn insanity. The only difference between me and a madman is I'm not mad. To be or not to be? Now that is a motherfucking question. That goddamn bamboozle. Now, so the heart chakra opens. I said, now two things. I can sit up here and go, that bitch ain't shit. You know that's coming. Because it's fear. That's what the book says. Blood is a fire. There's fear. So I can go, that bitch ain't shit. She ain't shit. You know? And justify it. Or I could go with it. So what I did was, I embraced the shit. I embraced it. The first thing I did was, I got deeper into the romantic thing. Now the brothers all fight against that. And on my earlier tapes, I used to see that shit. But what happened was is I got every romantic movie I could find, like the movie Deja Vu. Anybody saw that movie yet? I mentioned the movie Deja Vu. Did anybody see that movie yet? Write that down. Deja Vu with Vanessa Redgrave and Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeve. So that motherfucker there. Now, what made me get into the romance, because see, I had to go, is I had a girlfriend named Kimberly 10 years ago, and she was a scientist in the intellectual level, and we were at the vanguard of this Afrocentric society. So she had to correct me to say, look, I got ancient texts coming out of Egypt, tons of this shit, on romantic shit. And that shit that the Romans and the damn Greeks was copying is coming from the mission schools. So I always remembered that. So when the romance thing come, I said, I'm going to go with this motherfucker. So my whole life became a series of songs, poetic, romantic movies and all this kind of shit. Now I got the other sister in the focus. That's the physical image. Y'all all right?
Yes.
But this shit is still on the high blood pressure and the heart chakra. All right?
Right.
Now bear with me. And this is you know, you sisters are into this. You brothers are bearing with it. But this might help your motherfucking ass out in the long run. You can avoid the rust of confusion. Because there's a lot of goddamn men walking around with the ass out, shoes off, out there crazy, because they done fell in love with a motherfucking woman and didn't know what the fuck to do. Because the society favors her. See what I'm saying? He might just be homeless because she kicked his ass out of the house and got that restraining order, and his ass just couldn't bounce back. It's as simple as that. So the society is set up, you see what I'm saying, to make sure that there's a function against the black male. That's the way the shit is. That's the way it is. Now, but there's a lot of motherfuckers that's fucked up out here because they fell in love and they could not reduce and neutralize the ego to go along with it. Now the sister's willing to do that shit because she's socialized, and she falls in love, she's socialized to go with it. Brother, we thinking she's trivial and that's stupid, but she's socialized. I said, no, I'm gonna do something different this time. I'm gonna go with the shit. And I'm gonna go into the romantic shit. And so what happened was I used to get up, motherfucker make me mad. I close out half the day. I get to about 6 o'clock. And I go in the back room and I surrender. I say, oh God, I love you so much. Okay. Now, but I would go in there and I would actually surrender. I didn't go dramatic like that. He didn't look like some kind of punk nigga or nothing. But I used to just go in and go, okay, my head is fucked up. I got 4 million thoughts. Now what am I going to do? Am I going to keep on trying to rationalize this shit, or am I going to surrender to it? And every night about 6 o'clock, I would surrender to the shit and I go to another level. I kept going to another level, kept going to another level. So I cultivated, and then I found out that the shit that I was surrendering to was not her, it was my own soul. Now what happens is this. Y'all alright?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to spit on you. Now, this is important, very important. Because what you got to deal with now, the new millennium has nothing to do with the doctrine. It has to do with you facing your own soul and finding out how your energy works. But you will never know how your energy works until you learn about what's going on. Now, despite what people know, your soul is like your spirit. Your spirit is what moves upon the face of the earth. It's what tells you that you are alive or whatever. It's what makes you think that you are alive. The biggest mistake in world history mystery, and in the mysteries is for one to think that they are alive. It's the biggest mistake you can make. You're only asleep in life's waiting room. So what happens is your soul is called the sleeping Buddha. It's also called Harpocrates. That's the little baby in the egg. When you see the baby Jesus, you see Horus with the thumb in his mouth, you see Cupid. You didn't know that Cupid was Horus. Cupid, Eros, Harpocrates, which is the baby Horus, and Jesus, the baby Jesus. The baby Jesus. Whenever you see the baby Jesus, go the baby Jesus. Lord, baby Jesus is upon you. When you see the goddamn baby Jesus, you see the baby Jesus, or Harpocrates, or Eros, that is your soul as a dormant figure called the baby of the egg. Now, once your heart chakra opens up, your soul is a little particle of light that is down in the gastrointestinal tract, in the anus called the root chakra. That's called torturous. And your soul is a pearl that is guarded by a ravenous dragon. They say go down to the ravenous dragon and recover the pearl that is hidden there. That's in the Gnostic scriptures and certain earlier Christian scriptures. But it's coming from the Gnostic scriptures. Bentley Layton's book, The Gnostic Scriptures, which is the precursor to Christianity. The Christians, the Romans stole some other motherfucking Egyptian shit and killed them off and tried to front like the Christian shit was there.
That's right.
The Gnostics. Coptic Egyptians. Now, go down to the ravenous dragon. Where's the ravenous dragon? Your gastrointestinal tract is the dragon. And there's a pearl that sits down there. That's where your soul is. Down under the shit sack. Now, when your consciousness comes, what happens is the Kundalini energy rises up. It's like, I'm just saying, now, you can challenge me on this shit, but you better know something about metaphysics. Now, come on with it now and wipe the floor up. Come on now. Y'all motherfuckers thinking it's some bullshit, but I dare you to challenge me on the occult realms so we can mop the floor with your ass tonight. So we got the scholarship to do this shit.
All right now.
Because see, we can run all this shit we want. But I'm telling you, y'all come on with it now, because I know my goddamn shit. I ain't got no money, so I ain't got nothing else to do but study.
All right now. All right.
That's right. But don't think I'm a bullshit motherfucker because I'm sitting up here joking with you.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? I need to reiterate that shit. I'm ready to challenge you motherfucker, but you gotta know something about advanced alchemy, Ismailianism, Neoplatonism, Stoicism, Hermeticism. You ain't never heard these goddamn words. Alright, if you need to shut the fuck up and listen to this goddamn shit then. Don't be coming with no reason writing some Christianity and some Moses and some bullshit.
That's right. Shout out to Jesus.
Don't come with that dumb shit.
Tell them. Tell
You
them.
better know some shit. That's right. You see, I want him to get this camera right. Get him the worst kind of that when he got to unscrew the bottom. Yeah, man, I know all about that. Yeah, just 1 minute. I want to get this. We want to put this on the tape. And y'all just bear with me now. Okay, I'm gonna do another 10 minutes. We're gonna end this up on the heart chakra. Then we're gonna go to a break. Then we're gonna come back because I ain't even started the lecture yet. They say the Titans were greater than the gods. Now the stuff coming out of University of Chicago talk about the Asuras were the pre-creation deities of uncreate. And the Devas became the angels of the heaven of creation. The Asuras are pristine deities that are more superior than the Devas. And the Devas are the ones that you worship now as the gods and angels of mankind. The Asuras later on became humans. So we are the highest manifestation in the entire universe over the gods. But we are a monstrous being thinking that we are humans. So you now must destroy humanity in every aspect you get a chance, in every opportunity. So this fool here goes to court and pleads guilty. Now why does he plead guilty? He already in his 60s and they're going to give him 16 years. 16 years to a 60-year-old is, oh, you might well say give him 100. Oh, I'm 75 and I'm out now. What? So he goes and pleads guilty. He pled guilty because that's a part of the government operation that he was a part of. You want to break the momentum of a crowd. See, if you lock him down, you make a martyr out of it. Yeah, I don't either, because he's a Messiah when they was following him. He the God that's all the books attributed to. There's a panel that write all these books. He said he didn't write none of them books. There's a panel. I used to know people that worked on the staff that wrote those books. So he was a Messiah to them, but when he get locked up in jail, they can't explain that no way. So now our leader is locked down, he's a martyr. So the government say, well, we can't have no martyr. He pleads guilty. And what that does, it breaks the psychological morale of the people. They don't know where to turn. And that's how you pimp somebody. They don't know where it breaks them down because their leader pled guilty. You see what I'm saying? It's called putting the shotgun in, break the shotgun down, click, 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 and put the shells in their ass. That's what that is. That's a problem of prostitution. He pleads guilty and it breaks the morale. They don't know where to turn. But the problem here is we still savage enough to follow another human beings. You know what I'm saying? We still savage enough to follow another human beings. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I stick my hand in the toilet to make sure that the chain flush. So the little ball will flush in my toilet, and yet you're going to be following, oh, Messiah. You know what I'm saying? I'm cooking on one eye for a year until the motherfucker bought me a stove. But yeah, you're going to follow, oh, Messiah. And you know what? I can do it. I can do it because I done had people that came and wanted to follow me. And you can easily do it. And the government will pay you. The government can give you $40 million if you start a group. And all of them got paid. All of them got paid off. All of them took the doggone money. You understand what I'm saying? Then took the doggone money, all of them. You got an organization, the government will pay you, no matter how militant you are. Remember, Khalid was on the Travel Channel before he died. Or Walk Through Harlem with Khalid Muhammad on the Travel Channel. Everybody getting paid. Everybody getting paid. But it's in the book, the occult technology of power, the Illuminati handbook. It tells you right in there, no matter what these people are, they're your enemy, fund them anyway. We always got to fund everybody. Because when you fund the people, you got them. They tied in. That's how you do it. When money changes hands. You see, so now all of a sudden now, a year later, because Dr. York made it out here to Houston. The nigga was in New York for years. Like y'all got some new nigga, but y'all ready to follow the next nigga fall off the goddamn train. Y'all ready to follow them. And you don't understand, it's something psychologically wrong with you when you follow all these doggone people. They can pimp you any way they want to pimp you. You know what I'm saying? We got to tell it like it is. Too many Indians are not enough Indian chiefs, and too many Indian chiefs are not enough Indians. Organized groups. You see what I'm saying? That's and the individuality, the creativity don't come out. You see what I'm saying? But then again, you already know that black people are lazy. You're not going to study and research nothing on your own. You want to go join a damn group. Because we love joining groups. I've been coming before you all since 2000. You ain't figured the shit out yet. We are the fucking aliens. Not only are we the aliens, we are the head of this shit. If goddamn it, we ain't got no knowledge about it, it ain't happening. Wait, I'm gonna show you this shit again. Mount rule the kingdom. Now all of a sudden they got some rogue ass motherfuckers out here abducting and we don't know about it. We've been in this, you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, that's, when you see that abduction, that shit is white people. They do have abductions and those sisters are victims of being abducted by white people. The government. Our thing don't abduct nobody. We are angels. Why the fuck would an angel all-knowing abduct somebody? What would be the logic behind it? If you have cosmic records. Now, I'm not saying that they are not abducted, but this is the one where they go wrong. This is the one where they go wrong. Whenever you hear this shit, you know a motherfucker has been misled. Anytime you hear this shit right here, you hear this, that only a few gonna make it, and the rest ain't. That means you don't understand the advanced knowledge. Right. Because the simple fact here is, the whole concept here is to move beyond physical reality. So if a motherfucker makes it in the physical, he is not moved beyond physical reality. And if a people don't make it in the physical, that means they have moved beyond physical reality. Whenever you hear that shit, you see what I'm saying? It don't line up metaphysically. There's going to be a few make it. But they're not. Anytime you hear that, that's that same old Christian shit. They got on me hard when I started. Them spirits came through and they say, look, man, whatever you do, man, don't be talking that dumb shit because that's some Christian shit and that's religion. I'm going to make it. A few of us going to make it. But now that's like saying, I'm going to a hospital to visit the sick. And I don't get mad at the motherfuckers for being sick. You see what I'm saying? Saying, no, y'all ain't gonna make it because y'all sick. Well, you in a fucking hospital. So I'm trying to say, anytime you give that stuff, I'm trying to tell you here is, I'm not saying that they are not this way. I'm not saying that their experience is not real. I'm just trying to tell you that they are victims of being tampered with. Because I'm trying to tell you is you got to understand this right now. If you're not involved with this shit, it ain't happening. That's what this shit is about. Because the kingdom is here. When we did this, all this energy started coming through. And I'm going to tell y'all what stuff started coming through. There's layers and layers of the spirit world that we are now experiencing. There's whole layers of this type of stuff. The first thing that happened is every night we wake up and somebody dumped trash all in the front of our house. And then we found out what was going on. Most of the houses is abandoned. People might throw a cup there because they figure nobody lived there. You see what I'm saying? And we said, what is going on? Well, what had happened is the house had cloaked itself in a certain dimension. So people was thinking the house, they was even thinking it was a vacant lot or whatever. And that's the same thing had rolled on me when I told you after 9/11 and it was like the 50-something cops roll up, try to get me because I had evaded them from New York because I was supposed to go back on a plane ticket and I didn't get that plane ticket. They was looking for me at the airport right after they blew up the buildings, and they came in on me, and me and the sister Kimberly was standing standing on the front porch and they couldn't even see us. Then on December the 19th, that's when the Lord of the Rings thing opened in the movies, and they rolled on us again and got the wrong street. You see what I'm saying? That's, so it was cloaked in a dimension. So that's the same thing that used to happen with Marie Laveau. They used to try to roll on Marie Laveau in New Orleans, and go to try to arrest her, you know, and the house would be gone. It's in the movie The Shadow with Alex Baldwin. One of the guys from Tibet came and put up this building, and the building was been there for years, but once he moved in and set up residence and made it a spiritual vortex, then people was going right past the building and didn't even know it was there. You see, so you can cloak yourself that way. It's just like they went to Haiti to get a voodoo master that they thought was Horus in 1994 when they kicked out Aristide. And then they brought Aristide back, and the guy, that the so-called warrior they kicked out, said that the American government paid us to kick him out. Played both sides against the middle. And they tried to get this voodoo guy, but they couldn't find him and stuff because he was in another dimension. You see what I'm saying? Now, so these statues, but how you activate these statues. Now, let me explain something. I said, well, you know, because we always think big. Well, this is not Egypt. They had colossal statues. They said, no, if you go and really understand the Temple of Karnak, it was a half a mile long and a half a mile wide. Half a mile long and a half a mile wide. But the actual, and they would go through, the priests would go through the beginning of the pylons, and the high priest was the only one that could go to, a few high priests, to the Sanctum Sanctorium, the Holy of Holies. And when they get there, the statue was this size. A big temple now, a half a mile long and a half a mile wide, and the statue that they would venerate each day was about this size. You see what I'm saying? So they said, well, I said, in that case, the house is, when I got all these 72 statues, that means it's authentic. And I said, so what you want? I said, you want some alcohol? They like, no. We want, I said, they didn't want the alcohol. They said that they wanted Florida water. And then I saw a special what they had to do is the Florida water is key, because what happens here is you got to go in and you got to spray these statues down and wash these statues daily, or at least every 2 or 3 days or every other day, at least 2 or 3 times a week. You see, but they used to do it every day. You see what I'm saying? But you can at least, you know, we know we're in the modern world. You see what I'm saying? You know, you can at least do it 2,000 or 3,000 days. And it's amazing. Me and my queen got in an argument, and we don't get in arguments, but we got in a knockdown, drag out argument. And it was all, when we found and sifted through stuff, it's because we had let the dust pile up over a 2-week period. And the spirits was trying to get our attention to say, you need to clean this damn floor up. I was putting the Florida water and all the stuff on the statues, but the floor that it was on, I was negating the floor that it was on. So it's not a form of worship in the aspect of we worshiping these statues or we worship. No, but we're talking about science now. It's no different than oil in your car, or putting gas in your car, or fine-tuning your stuff. It's the same. It's the same application that you would apply to science or apply to something. You see what I'm saying? So the cleaning of it is bringing a certain energy through. You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about a scientific methodology other than worshiping. You see what I'm saying? Because ultimately these entities, ultimately they're saying, look, all we are is components that's inside of you. We're going to go into that deep tomorrow on where they are and locate them and different things like that. So now, what we're dealing with here is a level of being more advanced, you see what I'm saying, than getting outside of these certain groups. I'm this, and I'm that, and I'm this, and I'm that. You know, I'm a Moor, I'm an Egyptian, I'm all this shit. And basically, then there's another level. That's why you have to give up. Then there's another level that's not even human. And so what happened with me, I faced that in September. Got to a point, I'm like, I got all this knowledge and all this information. I walked in the kitchen one night and I said, I'm lost. I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. I'm lost. And I said, fuck it, I give up. Hell with it all. And then when I gave up, I went to another level. You see what I'm saying? I gave up the last little bit of Bobby Hemmitt, the teacher. You see what I'm saying? And then you go to another level. Because all we're doing is shedding different aspects of our illusionary self, which is our existence. You see what I'm saying? Which is our existence. You see, the book of Matthew say that you will have no allies. You will be the most despised. That's actually happening right now, the whole world. You see what I'm saying? The whole world, you see what I'm saying? So, and that's what they're dealing with, that's what they're dealing with as far as what you were saying is why could it get so bad? You're saying to let them hang around, it's the other way around. The Redeemer don't come, or you don't redeem yourself when you're doing good. Hell, we did good in the 70s. You see, it was a short period of time, but we was happy. We didn't have no money. That was doing great. When shit, you know, you was awesome. You know, you didn't need much money. You could just be cool. You know, just and had it good. You know, listen, smoke a little joint or whatever type thing. And part of the 80s and stuff like this. So you had that little fun in this, huh? But now, the reason why we are going down to this particular demise is the simple fact that it's time to go. So it's not the other way around when we feel good. So now you got all the black bourgeoisie still trying to look for a better day in hell. You see, and in hell, and it's supposed to be this way. I welcome it. I welcome it because there really ain't no death. Those are brothers and sisters are being sacrificed and stuff. Being sacrificed, and that's the good part about it. They're being sacrificed by the spirit world to become spirits. They're actually being free. So now, you know what's going on because they got this new Mars mystery. Now, first of all, let's get with this here. First of all, the star that was up in the sky, they told you it was Venus. Now, they done changed that shit because it's in another direction. It was in the west. Now, I think the shit is in the east. So now they done changed it. Now they're saying it's Jupiter. Now, make up your damn mind. You see this? Because the ship was right over the damn Olympic Stadium. Oh, they showed the crescent moon, and they were showing the moon, and they were showing the torch, but they wouldn't show that ship up there. You see what I'm saying? So now they done changed it. It used to be, it was Venus. And the little man that come on 1 o'clock at night on ETV, what's that, PBS, he said it was the great show of Venus that will be gone. And like he said, it disappeared around the time he said it was going to be gone, yeah. But the shit came back up in the east. Now they talking about it's the great show of Jupiter. Now you got to make up your damn mind. It's the same damn stuff. You see. Now that goes back to the Mars shit. First of all, the Mars thing is this. Number one, they understand that stuff is getting ready to happen so miraculously that they can't hide it anymore. So they decided, listen, we got all this information. Why not bring this information out and teach them on the level that we want to teach them based on this scientific level? To scientifically try to explain some existence of some things with life form, you see, because they don't want to mess up the little bit of religious thing, you see what I'm saying, or some Jesus Christ coming back. So they want to scientifically explain some things and do some things. So they say, we're going to give you the truth. We're going to give it to you in our way so we can shape your mind in the way that we want to bring it out, or the way we want you to receive what's coming for us. So you'll think it's for your ass too. You see? So the devil going to get you, they say the devil going to give you every damn thing. So when, and stuff, they say not only that, the heavens will be open to the devil. You see, so it won't be no excuse. But also when our God come to kill him, and to kill you too. So the key is so the whole, now they talking about Mars, on life on Mars. What else? They said another planet? Jupiter and Mars and all this shit, like they just finding out this stuff. But yet they got a damn government bill, which from the Congress bill that say anybody contacting UFOs, it's a bill that you can get locked up. So now they're coming out with this particular part of this particular stuff because they know that aliens who is to come is us. That's why every now and then something spiritual happen. How in the hell can some motherfuckers from damn Bankhead make a video about your mama and your sister too, riding down the street on bows, rolling up, slamming Cadillac doors? What's the name of the group? Outcast. And the white man looking in binoculars and he's seeing aliens, but yet they are black people. And when they get to the pyramids, their eyes turn green. Because the aliens who to come is us. So in order to redo myself, so to completely heal, I had to go on a 3-week fast. So what happens here is your body has to shut down, and then your body literally has to come in and start eating all of the toxins from your body. So your body literally comes in after it doesn't get any food, and the whole colon and all that shuts down, and your body has to start eating all of that. And it ate so good until when I lost my ass. My ass started caving in on me. And stuff like that. So I started back eating slowly. And then all of a sudden, because what it was is everything was turning to mucus. So after 3 weeks, started eating, and it lasted about 2 weeks. And then the mucus started developing from vegetables and all the health food. Now let me explain what that is. So I had to go on another fast. I've been on it for the last 3 weeks. Had to go on another fast. And let me explain what that is. Elijah Muhammad said that the Master Farah Muhammad, who taught him, would eat every 5 days. Every 5 days. There's a yogi system. There's a yogi, in the yogi system, it's breatharians. So, what it started happening was, when I got on this top round, they're like, homeboy, you can't eat no more food. They said, well, if we took your appetite, what's the point? You see what I'm saying? Now, anybody who's ever been on a fast after the first 4 days, you don't want to eat no more. Well, but what happened was now if I eat, so I went on a juice fast the first 3 weeks. Now I'm getting mucus from juice, and I'm getting mucus from food, period. Just vegetables. What it is this. They said that they got things in the Bible how they had people that lived 200-300 years. And we know that because we got documentation in even the autobiography of a yogi where they had a guy who was 300 pounds. And he's 300 years old. And one of the reasons why he stuck around because he couldn't find an initiates to train the class, and he had to stick around to a person to get to a certain level to train that type of yoga, the yogi system and stuff to the initiates. So he had to stay around. And guess what? He was a 300. He used to walk around naked. They were going to arrest him. The people in there, they'd arrest him, put him in jail. And then they would go out, the people would run and say, there's a big fat naked man meditating on top of your jail. You see. And he used to go to the ocean and go up under the ocean and live under the ocean for about 3 months. Then he'd come out of the ocean and they had to feed him big buckets of milk. And then he would teach the initiates. And then he'd go back in the ocean. So they got accounts for people. That's in the autobiography of yogi. And they got accounts, so when the Bible talks about these people that lived these years, Elijah Muhammad and said, well, they had these people, they used to live this long. They got a guy named Babaji. Anybody heard of Babaji? He's still living. He's been living since the 1800s. Now, they said, well, how did these people, if we have accounts in ancient lore of people living 100, 200 years old, they said, well, how did these people die? They said when they got tired of living, they would simply start eating 3 meals a day. 3 meals a day. So what happened is, I've been in this spiritual stuff for so long until there's an initiation until it got to the point where second time around they're like, no man, we don't want you to eat nothing. You see, we don't want you to eat nothing. And all, you know. And so they said, you know, and so you can get to that particular level. So at least with us, you can observe Ramadan, where you just eat at a certain time of day. But 3 meals a day is ridiculous. Who made these laws up? You see what I'm saying? You see. But that's what kills you. Food is the enemy. You see what I'm saying? Period. You see. So, and all, you know, because, you know, so the point was is when I got on that particular level, so what happened was is, okay, if it's not the mucus, what happens is this, okay, I might have 1 day a week that I can eat. Good going down. If I eat the next day, I throw it up. You see. So, if I eat the next, if I eat, like I said, I'm good for like 1 day a week. And if I eat the next day, after I do that meal, I will throw it up because that means your body has developed a whole nother system. And let me show you what I'm talking about the God things and the Superman. Now, Brother Clemson Brown here went to the hospital twice for brain hemorrhage, right? Was it a brain hemorrhage?
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make here is this here. Whatever it is some superhuman shit. It's supposed to be great. You have some other shit to come online. No. I'm not buying that shit. People die every day and niggas stroke all day long. That's some Superman stuff. Now that's no different than the brother Shabazz. Have some guys get on the elevator with some hammers and start hitting him in his head with hammers. And he could hear going. And they took this nigga and threw him out a 3-story window. And he hit some bricks and bounced. We talking about superhuman. Then he got hit by a car, went 20 feet up in the air, and landed on his damn kneecaps and got up running. But I think he was drunk the whole time all that shit was happening. But anyway, there's a part in that book in the book 2, which is found in the Gnostic scriptures, which when we break, we will give you the people that want to buy the rest of the thing. You can come up here. In the Gnostic scriptures, you will find that there is a section in there on the counterfeit spirits. Now, when I read this, or when I found out about this back in 1996 or 97, I think the end of 96, I immediately thought it was white. But I remember a spiritual channel coming to me through my mate in 1995. And they said that not all black people are the original people. You got some counterfeit spirits in some black people. But I didn't say anything about it because, based on solidarity, you don't want to confuse the life. Because I didn't have the documentation on it. And although you can't get everything, you cannot be documented. You see, because some things come from the spiritual realm, but still, yeah, that was one I figured. You're going to make claims on this thought of Negroes down here. Other than a slave mentality, you should have some documentation. Meanwhile, Dr. York wrote a book called The Black Devils.
But unfortunately, Dr. York never documents where he gets his stuff from. So how valid can that be? But he had said something that even all the lies Muhammad had talked about. When he said you were made devils, he just said you were made devils. One of the keys is this. When I found this thing on the counterfeit spirits, I thought it was right. But when I went back and did some more research on it, they were saying after the gods got down here, which is us, we are the fallen ones, the Nephilim, which in Egypt is called, or Hemmitt is called the Nefer or Neter. But the word Nefer, Nephilic is Nefer, comes from the word Nephilim. No, the word Nephilim comes from the word Nefer. It's Nefer, Nephilim, or Neter. And it means fallen spirits. We are the ones that fall, which means we were transferred. In the Hermetic text, which is one of the oldest texts in the world, it says that the gods was transferred from heaven to earth. And those are the true gods. The ones that's in heaven is the fucking enemy. We'll go into that also in question and answer. But the key here is the Nephilim or the Nephers are the true spirits, which is us. Or they are also called the fallen spirits, are called the Asuras. You get the word Asura, which is Osiris. And you get the word Asura. Or you get the word in Persian, you get Ahura Mazda. But Asuras in India, in the Rig Veda, those are the fallen spirits, which is us. You see? So you go to church, you pray against yourself. Your ass down here, ain't you?
That's right.
You got to be the fallen spirits. But anyway, the other spirits understood that we were advanced gods. So as a result, they created a counterfeit spirit. It's all in the documentation. That's coming from Hemmitt. And as a matter of fact, that Gnostic stuff is pre-dynastic Egyptian stuff. And they say that these fallen spirits, these counterfeit spirits would hinder man, or would be antagonistic to man up until the end time. When I look in the science of when they was talking, the age when they was talking these counterfeit spirits was made was long before the white people could have been made. So we couldn't have been talking about white people. That's a whole other line and a whole other mythology. You see what I'm saying? These particular fallen spirits that they were talking about, these counterfeit spirits that they were talking about were black people. You see what I'm saying? Which now makes sense. Because you in your head are saying, man, I know this messed up Negroes. And first you say, well, they got slave mentality, so that's what it is. But it's interesting. These same people with slave mentality. A counterfeit spirit element was with us all the time, and it's black. Now she makes sense.
You know, you got to watch these particular things. Also, the thing that went down with the Doom Gang, government operation, whole thing from the get-go. Doom Gang, straight up clones. We'll go back into the cloning and stuff. I got the cloning material over there. Straight up clones. They set it up from the get-go when the sister came and joined and all of that. And they tortured these girls and all this type of thing. And you know they was clones because they had two sisters doing it. And then what happened is, isn't it funny that you could watch your TV set and you just happen to turn on your TV set that day and the brother gets time, he gets found guilty and he turns over the stuff and make a ruckus. All that's choreographed because they control them with a damn satellite. So they know when the camera's going to be in there, when they actually was going to say the man was guilty. And they waited till when they said he was guilty and all of a sudden he turned the TV over and started fighting. That's all set up. You see what I'm saying? All that is choreographed. Then what did they say? They said that him and the other girl and a couple other people pleaded insanity. And they said he's like a Dr. Jekyll and a Mr. Hyde. All that's set up. All of this, most of this crime and stuff is choreographed. Like your TV show Cops. All choreographed. Now you can be a cop and ride around Atlanta for a damn week and don't get nothing. But all of a sudden put a camera in your car now. And all of a sudden, every stop, you picking up somebody, beating somebody over the head. All choreographed. The cops is in on it. Plus those particular people, you got to realize, All the ones they get, they either implanted, choreographed, clones, and they operate all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? All of that to give this general knowledge that America is so doggone bad as far as being unsafe. You see what I'm saying? Being unsafe. So whereas now, basically, the news is basically 98% of all the news is no more than watching Law and Order or LAPD Blue. It's the same thing. It's nothing but a choreographed TV show. And all the, like I said, all the black newscasters, and like I said before, you know that those particular ones are robots. And the reason why they're robots, there ain't no way in hell I'm going to sit on a TV show 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, and give you all this bad stuff about black people. And it don't have no effect on them. They still just smiling. And Monica laughing at the little white man joke. She can see her teeth. The damn show be going off and she just be smiling. Because she's a damn robot. She's a robot. You see what I'm saying? Because nothing, it seemed to me soon, after so many years, it would affect me. All my brothers and sisters, I know she probably knows some of them niggas, you know, because we've been knowing somebody. I be like, I know that nigga there, man. They got his ass. I know him. Now, see to me, somebody on there, you done hit close to home now. You know some of them people, but all just a smiling and all, you know, all choreographed. All choreographed. You got to look at this thing. All the TV talk shows, all choreographed. They keep telling you, they tell you every day, they say, we don't understand why people would even come on a TV set and air their dirty laundry. Because it's all robots. That thing is all clones, all robots, and they get on there and act like a fool. I'm telling you, we're living in an age whereas this thing is just like a doggone fantasy, scientific thing, science fiction, and you thinking things ain't really happening. I'm telling you, this stuff is going, all those are clones. Because they do some of the most ridiculous things in the world. You know what I'm saying? You know, now she gonna get beat in the head for damn 3 years, and all of a sudden, because she went on the Jenny Jones show, she's saying after the day it's over. Come on, man. All clones. You see what I'm saying? All clones. You got to look at these particular things. Also, too, now, they're killing lottery winners. If you black and you win that lottery, you got probably about 2 years worth of checks coming, and then your ass is dead. This is the new thing now. This is the new thing now. I got some of this information from a brother from Florida. He called and he said, man, a lot of the lottery winners down here are dying. Black ones are dying. They're killing them so they don't have to pay them that money. And they pay her to write this book. That's the government set it all up. Now, the way they did Malepi Asante, it's crucial that you don't go on TV to defend yourself. I'll tell you why. First of all, if you go on TV, you always agree the only way I'll go on TV if it's live. Because if it's not live, they go in and they edit the part and they make you look like a fool. So basically, they went in and they did a hatchet job, and you would think that Malepi Asante is this crazy black man at Temple University that came up with this idea of Afrocentricity. And it's his whole brainstorm alone. So they will make it into this this particular crackpot scholar, one person against the whole world. And they don't let you know that there's a whole cadre of scholars nationwide and worldwide that deal with this. So they'll just say, oh, this is this man's way to try to do something politically. You see. Then they got the gall to ask him and ask black people, do you think that you learning about your history will help you? Now, you wouldn't dare go to the doggone Jews and ask them, do you think learning Jewish culture, ask them learning Jewish culture would help you? You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't dare go to the United States government and ask them, would American history help you? But the thing about it is the white man has such a disrespect for black people and a contempt for black people, and he thinks we are inferior because that's his nature, because he's arrogant and he's lacking things, so therefore he has to look down on people because he's inadequate. Until the point where as he can say anything about black people, you understand? Anything he wants about black people, and basically his is the law, because he is reality, basically. There's power to define and make it stick. You see what I'm saying? Then they'll go and get an old black Negro man that's talking about, oh yeah, ain't you, these black people, we are Americans and all this kind of thing here. And like I say, we got so many black people that come on TV and sell us out. Until in actuality, I kind of admire the Arabs. Now you don't have to go around killing a lot of people, but you got to make a statement. You put out a couple of $1 million on some Negroes that do you wrong in the public, and this stuff will stop. Because you know, basically the Arabs, you just don't say everything you want to say about them doggone Arabs. Okay. Right? That Solomon Ruskin scared up a whole lot of people. So therefore now, people are really scared on what they say about them, especially when they're dealing with the religion and stuff like that. Right? You can do a lot of stuff, but you can't talk about Allah. You see? And the reason why our people disrespect us is because our people know ain't no price that come down with it. You understand what I'm saying? And so why you say, well, that's kind of drastic what you're saying, but you got to understand, when our people being unhealthy that we are, and we see these particular things on TV, being unstable, you can ruin thousands of black people that was wishy-washy in the first place. Oh, I knew that old African stuff wasn't about nothing. And to give them an excuse to be the idiots that they are. So therefore, you can actually tear the fiber apart of unhealthy people. By us being unstable and unhealthy based on psychological post-servitude black insanity. Permanent children, pathological grown-up children at large. Because we're in this particular thing, we need, it's crucial when we see things because it can really damage us. And by coming on that TV, it can go out to thousands and thousands of people that do this thing. Because we don't read, but TV is our thing. You see. So when they put a Negro up there and he'll say things and all, it's got to be a doggone price. You see what I'm saying? But then again, like I say, you wouldn't dare do it to them Jews either. Not at all. Check. So it's just to tell you the thing, whereas how now all of a sudden, because we are a faddish people and we are into something, and then all of a sudden we abandon it, that's a thing in the past now. Now the white boy is always looking, as soon as we grown weak on all the scholarship we put down in the 1990s and the late 1980s, now he can come and strike back. And she writes a book, and they got the food on TV. Have you ever gone to Africa? No. Have you ever gone to Egypt? No. Do you know anything about Egypt? No. But she's a beast. Now here it is. This man is the head of the Afrocentric African Studies Department at Temple. But he's not valid to say what he said, but they say, well, he said no, Greece was not a miracle, it blew up. But the man said, but this woman is a classicist. No, wait a minute, this man is the head of the department at Temple, but he's not valid. But some white woman that's just a person that studied just like him, oh, she's valid. But that's how the beast is. You see, that's amazing. You see what I'm saying? So that's very, very interesting that this particular thing that we need to actually that we need to actually understand what's actually going on. His book called The Sufis, The Introduction, with Robert Graves. In there it talks about the same Subtitle goat of the devil's head you see, the one I got on my chest that y'all so scared of, was venerated by the Moors, but no, by the Knights Templars. And it represented their masters, the Moor, which was called the complete man. The Moor by the Knights Templar was called the complete man, which means he had the complete energy of the original energy of the God-man. And so the students of the Moors, the Europeans, the goal was to aspire to be the complete man, the Moor, the black Moor. And all of that is in Agri Shah book, The Sufis, 1962. 1964, I think. But anyways, in that book, another book, People of the Secret. Anybody remember that guy's name?
I used to talk about it all the time. Anybody remember that? It's called People of the Secret. Can't think of the guy's name. But in there they talked about, they call them this, anytime you hear the word Sufis in Spain, that's another word. The word Suf means woolly-haired one. Also in the book, People of the Secret. I can't think of the guy's name right now. It'll come to me. It's still in print. But the Sufis in Spain, the students aspire to be like the Moors, the complete man. The complete man. In the book, People of the Secret, I think the last name is some type of Wilson, I can't, yeah. In that book, People of the Secret, the guy says, the object of the Moors in Spain or in Europe was to make a non-aberrant man. Now, aberrant means what? Abnormal, unusual, unnatural, as a dictionary term. And a non-aberrant man is the Moor, the perfect man, the original man. The aberrant man is a hybrid. I don't even like to say mutant, because a mutation is actuality, could be something good. You see what I'm saying? We are mutating into a new species. So now you hear all this mutant, the X-Men, that's us. But remember like the movie, the X-Men comic book and the X-Men movies, Stan Lee, when they asked where did he get the concept of the X-Men from, he said he got it from Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. He said that the Muslim movement, they call it the black Muslim movement, the white folks call it back in the 60s, the black Muslim movement and the civil rights movement. So, you know, you got Professor X wants to integrate with the humans. And the other guy, Magneto, say, fuck that, we need to be alone. Do for self, like Elijah Muhammad. And he took the concepts and gave you X-Men. It was coming, so it's a story of us, and the mutants is us. The mutated, advanced people, the God people. So those two movies coming from the comic books is coming from the civil rights movement and the black Muslim movement, or the black conscious movement. We got this new Enochian text here that comes all the way from Atlantis. What happens is they don't have vowels, but the Greek stuff has vowels. What had happened was this. During the time of Hemmitt, for the most of Hemmitt up until the later time of Hemmitt, they did not speak. As well as Atlantis and other ancient cultures, they used telepathy. So they didn't speak. As the vibratory rate slowed down, they had to use more speech, and this voice developed. So the first languages, they spoke without vowels, because vowels is basically most of the language. You know, you have the, you know, vowels is most of the actual language. You see, so they didn't speak with vowels because they didn't speak it first. So the first languages, you see, they didn't have vowels in them. That's real key. So by the time the blacks in Greece that put together the other languages, that the language came along, what happened was that they had vowels in it because we had slowed down to a particular level that we needed to use speech basically for our ways of communication. So when you see these things, they don't have vowels, it doesn't mean that they're inferior to Greece, is superior, because they didn't have to speak as much. They didn't need the voice as much. So it's interesting here because it says the Enochian lingua, it says Francia, it says a space race much, and it says this particular Enochian is a lingua, a Francia, which is a space race, and much as Swahili was a lingua Swahili to the many African languages. And it's basically saying here that
the actual Enochian language, this angelic language and stuff of this space race, the only thing that they can find that even fits closely to it is Swahili and other English languages. So this is other stuff that's actually dealing with the actual, actually showing you that they're verifying on extraterrestrial friends and foe in this particular book. They deal with it on page 159 that they're actually dealing with the actual languages, and they're basically saying in actuality that we are advanced. That this remote language, that this so-called Dr. John Dees, when you read this stuff on Enochian, you're going to think that John Dees channeled this stuff in the time of Queen Elizabeth. What the deal was is, Queen Victoria, I think, excuse me. What the deal was is John Dees had gone into the British Museum and had found some stuff that the Moors left behind. So there's texts like the Solomon, the Greater Key of Solomon, the Enochian text, and all the Necronomiconic texts that the Moors left behind, thousands of these ancient texts from around the world, from Atlantis and stuff. They left this stuff behind in the University of Salamanca, and later on it became property of the actual British Museum. So what happened is Dr. John Dees, who was supposed to be the inventor of this Enochian language, or the first person to communicate with these angels, in actuality, all he did was translated some Moorish stuff. Because ever since the white people have been dealing with this particular information, this particular Enochian stuff has been killing them, burning them up, and all kind of stuff been happening to them. And that's just some more of our energy that they are not in the biological makeup to handle, you see. But that's a lot of the stuff that, like I said, a lot of the stuff that the scholars thought they was dealing with, they haven't even begun to even deal with some stuff, because there's things that the Moors brought up into doggone England that the white boy still got hid in his museums. And he's only letting them see just a little bit of the particular stuff. Now, I want to show you this. Look at this. This is going to be in this book called The Secret Wisdom of the Kabbalah, J.F.C. Fuller. J.F.C. Fuller used to be a good friend of Aleister Crowley, and he used to do a lot of his artwork for him, and he defected and went over to Adolf Hitler, because Adolf Hitler was claiming to be Heru, the Messiah, after he read the Book of the Law, which is also in the book Adolf Hitler, Black Magician by Schuster, Gerald Schuster. Anyway, this guy, A.F.C. Fuller, after writing all this profound work on the Kabbalah, he defected because he thought, literally he admired Adolf Hitler, because he said, oh, this man has got to be the Christ figure. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, the way he rose up and all this kind of crazy stuff. Now, look at this. But in this particular book, is a very good book if you can find this book to get. It's still in print. It's called The Secret Wisdom of the Kabbalah. I want to show you something on page that was real profound on page 152 in this particular book. Look at this. Let's see, that 152. Hold on 1 minute. 152. Let's see if I can find this. Hold on 1 minute. 182, excuse me, 182. Now listen to this. It says, in short, the chosen people, which is us, are the light of the world. So they say Jesus is the light of the world. No, you the light of the world. And it says, a light which at a present is mixed with darkness, which means that you mixed in a multitude because you are in exile. So that means light and darkness. This here they're talking about the people with light and some of the people that don't have light. So they say this thing is all mixed all up. And it says, at present it is mixed with darkness. The Gentiles are the children of Eshu. So you need to find out this, go and study this Eshu and all this kind of thing. This darkness will vanish little by little. First Israel will look forth as the dawn, and next she will become fair as the moon, then as clear as the sun. That is talking about raising your vibratory rates to the point where you shine again. And you're going to find out about this particular part in the book of Revelation. They're going to talk about people with unclean spirits how you going to be able to tell in the end days on who ain't right and all, because their auras ain't going to have enough energy to shine the way yours is, because they don't have the shit on the inside. And that's going to monitor this type thing. Now, lastly, terrible as an army with banners, which means also when you shine like a doggone sun, then you're going to become terrible because you're going to have your strength back. Such as the reformation of Yahweh. When it is accomplished, not a Gentile will be left to pollute the earth. For Israel, Isis, Ra, and El, which means sun, or another ancient name for Heru, the Trinity, El, son, and also Elohim. You see, son and also heirs. Also, Israel will become the messianic shin, which will unite the tongue of God and the utterance, and his name will enter the universe and vanish into absolute light. And it says, such is the inner meaning of illumination. So they're talking about here that in actuality, they're talking about when you raise yourself back, they said these particular Gentiles won't be one left to pollute the actual earth, which I thought was real. Now I want to show you another one up in here. I'm going to show you another one up in here. Well, I also read the one about you where they said about God permits the pain and suffering because he favors you more, and the one who is weak of soul, he is the most hated of God. That's also in this particular part here. But what's getting ready to happen is when we go to a certain level, you're going to be able to tell who ain't real and who's not real, because there's going to be even some white people with the doggone black dots. So in order to actually pick everything out, what ain't shining, because there's different races down here. And there's clones too with black people, so hell, you don't even know what's shining there. So, based on that, their auras is going to shine. They also talk about that in the book of Revelation. They say, you will know the righteous man, which is talking about the righteous because he's right or ripe. You see, ripe as far as fruit, because that is his origin. He's back after the cocoon stage. He's ripe. So the righteous man, they will tell you, the particular righteous man, you will know him because he will shine like bright lights. But the impure spirits will be a dull type of aura. I don't want you to raise up to your God self. So therefore, I don't want you to tap into dark knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? Which is going up the tree of life into the black dot. You understand what's going on here? So what happens is, he vowed to kill every man down here. You see what I'm saying? So the first thing he does is he goes and he influences. So the man goes up, the man raises up to God, the man builds Atlantis, a dollar broth, does some crazy stuff. He's always interceding, and he tears down Atlantis. While he's in Atlantis, he influences Yakub or whatever at that particular time, because they got influences. He influences them to make a white boy. Then later on, the white boy will be to come the custodians of his father's kingdom, of dollar broth. I know you are like your father, the devil. So now, what happens is he creates all this particular stuff. Then they say in here that he made a pact with Abraham. Abraham only means the black son. Abraham only means the father of. So the historical Abraham does not exist. It just means he made a pact of a certain black man. He told him that I want you to worship only me. And this way you get patriarchy coming from. This is in the later religions. So the later religions that you get patriarchy where they rule out the woman because they say he despised his mother. He makes a pact with them because the earlier religions, the Kabbalah of the Hebrewism, the ancient Egyptian, the other ones, they were on the planet to bring forth with schools where you come to raise yourself up to gods. You see what I'm saying? So what he did is he brought on the monotheistic religions to the point where we talking about monotheism, and not that the other ones didn't worship one God, but we're talking about monotheistic mentally, because you can't see no way out of nothing but just bowing down praying. So he brought on the religion basically to bow down to pray. So you can actually, so what happened is you could actually pray to him. But even in the Hebrew scripts, Sophia, the great mother, was working with them, and what she did is she kept slipping into knowledge. So even though he would bring down these damn tough laws that you're supposed to be obedient. So the Hebrews got the Kabbalah. So she takes it, he makes an exoteric Torah, where ain't no women in this thing of no virtue, and all they doing is being obedient to him. But during the whole time, she's slipping the knowledge in the text where you can go into this Torah to understand what's going down. So then these particular Hebrews, they looking for a Messiah to come and redeem him. The thing that Adalabroth don't want. So what he does is this. He said, I'm going to put a stop to this whole thing. The Gnostics that was dealing with all of this particular religion, this Adalabroth, the set typhon, and in some of the books it said that this particular set typhon ended up lasting beyond Osiris and Isis, because their religion ended up being stopped, and his religion went on to the simple fact that we're talking about something whereas you got this fundamentalistic way of thinking, which would be the later religions. So what happened was, he said, I'm going to put a stop to this whole thing. In the Gnostic scripts, you got the word Jesus, which is a Gnostic word, comes from the Coptic religion. So what happens is, he influences one of his sons to come down 2,000 years ago, which you know of as Jesus Christ, that they put that name on whoever that person was, came down and fronted to the people and actually told them that he was the damn Messiah. And it threw the whole thing off. Because at that time, you got a whole large portion of the world that will never look for the Messiah in them so they can raise themselves up, because they're looking for this Messiah. And this Messiah, father, is Adalabroth. Because the book that he gives you, he says all through the book, the Bible, that he's a jealous God. I am a jealous God, I am a jealous God, I am a jealous God, and I have no other gods before me. But now remember now, the Bible is a composite of all other ancient scriptures, so the Bible is still authentic. That's how doggone Sophia, or Newt, or the great mother, kept putting things in there. So she kept putting things in there, so it got to the point whereas he could never totally keep the people in bondage by worship. Stargate actually kills Ra, remember, in the movie. That's just his little way of trying to counter incoming current by trying to get the melanated people to believe that that shit is still evil. And basically trying to uphold that same world domination that Christianity used to do. So that was 1994. 1995, he came out with Species. It also makes the whole